The Peloponnesian War, a conflict that raged across ancient Greece from 431 to 404 BC, stands as a pivotal moment in human history. Two powerful city-states, Athens and Sparta, locked horns in a struggle for dominance. This war, chronicled by the Athenian historian Thucydides, offers profound insights into the nature of power, the consequences of ambition, and the enduring relevance of history. The Peloponnesian War was not a single, continuous conflict, but rather a series of clashes interspersed with periods of uneasy truce. It pitted the Athenian Empire, a maritime power with a strong navy and a democratic system of government, against the Peloponnesian League, led by Sparta, a land-based military powerhouse known for its oligarchic rule and formidable hoplite warriors. The war's impact was profound. It reshaped the political landscape of ancient Greece, leading to the decline of Athens and the rise of Sparta as the dominant power. It also had a lasting impact on Greek culture, philosophy, and identity, shaping the course of Western civilization for centuries to come. To understand the Peloponnesian War, we must first understand the key players, Athens and Sparta. These two city-states, though both Greek, were vastly different in their values, social structures, and approaches to power. Athens, renowned for its intellectual and artistic achievements, was a bustling democracy. It boasted a powerful navy, which allowed it to control trade routes and amass wealth. Athenian society valued individual freedom, debate, and innovation, producing renowned philosophers, playwrights, and artists. Sparta, in contrast, was a militaristic society ruled by a rigid oligarchy. Spartan citizens devoted their lives to military training, famed for their discipline and martial prowess. Their society was highly stratified, with a strict social hierarchy and an emphasis on duty and obedience. These fundamental differences, coupled with Athens' growing power and influence, fueled Spartan fears and set the stage for a clash of civilizations. In the decades following the Persian Wars, Athens' power and influence grew rapidly. The Delian League, formed to counter Persian aggression, transformed into an Athenian empire, with Athens controlling the League's treasury and dictating policy. This growing Athenian dominance fueled resentment among other Greek city-states, particularly Sparta and its allies in the Peloponnesian League. They viewed Athens' expanding influence as a threat to their own autonomy and the traditional balance of power. Adding fuel to the fire were ideological differences. Sparta, with its strict social hierarchy and emphasis on military strength, viewed Athenian democracy and its pursuit of individual freedoms with suspicion. This clash of ideologies deepened the divide between the two powers. As tensions escalated, minor conflicts and diplomatic disputes erupted across the Greek world. Each incident further eroded trust and pushed the two powers closer to the brink of war. The catalyst for the Peloponnesian War came in 433 BC with a seemingly minor conflict between Corinth, a Spartan ally, and Corcyra, an Athenian ally. Corinth, seeking to reassert its dominance in the Ionian Sea, found itself at odds with Corcyra over the colony of Epidamnus. When Corcyra appealed to Athens for aid, the Athenians, wary of Corinthian ambitions and eager to assert their influence, agreed to provide limited support. This intervention, though seemingly insignificant, proved to be a fateful miscalculation. Corinth, outraged by Athenian interference, appealed to Sparta for help. In a fateful decision, the Spartans, swayed by Corinthian arguments and their own fears of Athenian expansionism, voted to declare war on Athens. The die was cast. The Peloponnesian War, a conflict that would engulf the Greek world for decades and reshape the course of Western civilization, had begun. Section 5, the Sicilian Expedition, a turning point in the Aegean. The first decade of the Peloponnesian War was marked by a series of Spartan invasions of Attica, the region surrounding Athens, and Athenian naval raids on the Peloponnesian coast. Neither side could achieve a decisive victory, and the conflict settled into a war of attrition. However, the war took a dramatic turn in 415 BC with the Athenian expedition to Sicily. Alcibiades, a charismatic but ambitious Athenian statesman, persuaded the Athenian assembly to launch a risky expedition to conquer Syracuse, a wealthy and powerful Dorian city on the island of Sicily. The expedition, ill-conceived and poorly executed, proved to be a disaster for Athens. Athenian forces faced fierce resistance from Syracuse and its allies. Alcibiades, recalled to Athens to face charges of sacrilege, defected to Sparta, further weakening the Athenian position. The Sicilian Expedition ended in a crushing defeat for Athens in 413 BC. The Athenian fleet was destroyed and thousands of soldiers were killed or captured. The defeat marked a turning point in the war, shattering Athenian morale and emboldening Sparta and its allies. Section 6. Spartan Ascendancy, the final chapters of a decades-long struggle. The Athenian defeat in Sicily had profound consequences. It emboldened Sparta, which now received increased financial support from Persia, eager to see Athens humbled. It also sparked revolts among Athens' subject allies, who sensed Athenian weakness. Despite these setbacks, Athens, drawing upon its resilience and naval expertise, managed to rebuild its fleet and continue the fight for another decade. However, the odds were stacked against them. In 405 BC, the Spartan general Lysander, commanding a powerful fleet supported by Persian gold, decisively defeated the Athenians at the Battle of Aegospotami in the Hellespont. This catastrophic defeat effectively ended Athenian naval supremacy. With its fleet destroyed and its supply lines cut, Athens was forced to surrender in 404 BC. The Peloponnesian War, after 27 long years, was over. Sparta had emerged victorious, but at a terrible cost to both sides. Section 7. The legacy of a cataclysmic war, a fractured Greece and enduring lessons. The Peloponnesian War left a deep scar on the Greek world. Athens, once a beacon of democracy and culture, was humbled, its empire shattered. Sparta, though victorious, was weakened by the long conflict and proved unable to unite Greece under its rule. The war ushered in an era of instability and conflict in Greece. Spartan hegemony proved short-lived, replaced by a series of struggles for power among the different city-states. This period of disunity and strife paved the way for the rise of Macedon under Philip II and his son Alexander the Great. Despite the devastation, the Peloponnesian War offers timeless lessons about the nature of power, the perils of hubris, and the enduring relevance of history. Thucydides' account of the war remains a classic study of international relations, exploring themes of power politics, strategic decision-making, and the human condition in times of war. Section 8. The Peloponnesian War in retrospect, a timeless tale of hubris and ambition. The Peloponnesian War stands as a cautionary tale about the seductive nature of power and the dangers of unchecked ambition. Athens, blinded by its own success and driven by imperial overreach, ultimately sowed the seeds of its own destruction. The war also highlights the complex interplay of factors that can lead to conflict. Ideological differences, economic competition, security concerns, and personal ambitions all played a role in the outbreak and escalation of the war. Thucydides, in his masterful account of the war, argues that human nature, with its inherent drive for power and dominance, is a constant factor in international relations. His insights into the causes and consequences of conflict remain as relevant today as they were in the 5th century BC. Section 9. Conclusion: Echoes of ancient battles in the modern world. Though fought millennia ago, the Peloponnesian War continues to resonate in the modern world. Its themes of power struggles, ideological conflicts, and the human cost of war echo through the centuries, offering valuable lessons for our own time. As we grapple with complex geopolitical challenges, understanding the dynamics of conflict and the enduring lessons of history is more critical than ever. The Peloponnesian War, with its timeless themes and cautionary tales, reminds us that the past is never truly past and that the echoes of ancient battles can still be heard in the corridors of power today.